There is a moment most people remember clearly, even years later. The moment they realize something wasn't right, but decided to ignore it. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it doesn't come with proof. It comes as confusion. You replay conversations, you reread messages, you question your tone, your timing, your expectations. You tell yourself, maybe I'm overthinking. You tell yourself, they're just busy. You tell yourself, love isn't always clear. But here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to say out loud. If someone loves you, you are not confused about where you stand. Confusion is not a phase of love. Confusion is not mystery. Confusion is not depth. Confusion is hesitation dressed up as hope. When someone wants you, their behavior aligns. Their words don't need translation. Their actions don't require decoding. You don't lie awake wondering if you're asking for too much, because nothing feels like effort. And yet people stay in confusion longer than they stay in certainty. Why? Because confusion keeps hope alive without requiring commitment. Mixed signals are not mixed by accident. They are mixed because they benefit the person sending them. Think about it. If someone wanted to be with you fully, they would move toward clarity. If someone didn't want to lose you, they would reduce doubt, not increase it. But confusion creates a perfect middle ground. You're close enough to give attention, available enough to offer emotional support, hopeful enough to stay, but never secure enough to ask for more. And here's the part that hurts the most. Confusion usually shows up early, but people learn to live with it. Ends the first unanswered message, the first cancelled plan with no reschedule, the first time affection appears, then disappears. At first it feels small, isolated, explainable. So you explain it away. You say, everyone has off days. You say, they've been hurt before. You say, I just need to be patient. But patience turns into tolerance. Tolerance turns into self-betrayal. And suddenly you're no longer asking, do they want me? You're asking, what am I doing wrong? That's the shift. Love never makes you question your worth, but confusion slowly trains you to. People don't stay because they're stupid. They stay because confusion triggers something deeper than logic. It triggers hope. Hope is powerful because it doesn't require evidence. It feeds on potential, not reality. You don't need consistency, you need possibility. A good morning text after days of silence, a deep conversation after emotional distance, a moment of closeness that resets all the doubt. And that moment convinces you to stay. But listen carefully. Intermittent affection is more addictive than consistent love. Psychologically, uncertainty creates stronger emotional attachment than stability. That's why casinos don't pay out every time. That's why people refresh messages obsessively. That's why mixed signals keep you hooked. You're not waiting for love. You're waiting for relief. Relief from the anxiety confusion creates, and every time they give you just enough, your brain rewards it. So you stay. You lower expectations. You accept less clarity. You normalize uncertainty. Until one day, confusion becomes your baseline. And you stop asking questions because you're afraid of the answers. You stop expressing needs because you don't want to seem demanding. You stop trusting your instincts because they've been dismissed too many times. And that's when confusion does its real damage. It disconnects you from yourself. You become someone who waits, someone who hopes, someone who explains away behavior you'd warn others about. But here's the truth people avoid because it's painful. Mixed signals are already your answer. They mean, I like the benefits, not the responsibility. They mean, I enjoy your presence, not the commitment. They mean, I don't want to lose you, but I don't want to choose you. And love doesn't live in that space. Love is decisive. Love moves toward clarity. Love removes doubt. Confusion is not love struggling, it's love absent. And deep down, you already know this. That's why the confusion hurts. Because it's not uncertainty, it's delayed acceptance. Why people stay, even when they know. The hardest part about confusion isn't understanding it. It's letting go of the fantasy built around it. People don't stay because they don't see the signs. They stay because they've invested emotionally in what could be. And walking away feels like admitting the truth, that you waited for something that was never coming. So instead of leaving, people rewrite the story. They say they're just not good at expressing emotions. They say they show love differently. They say, if I leave now, what if I'm wrong? That last one is the trap. What if you're wrong? Not what if you're hurting. Not what if you're shrinking. Not what if you're losing yourself. What if you're wrong? Confusion keeps people stuck because it doesn't feel final. It feels unresolved. And humans hate unresolved stories. So you stay to finish the story, even when the ending has already been written. Here's something most people won't admit. Clarity hurts once, confusion hurts daily, but daily pain feels familiar, predictable, manageable. Clarity forces loss, confusion allows illusion, and illusion is comforting. It lets you believe effort will change things, that patience will be rewarded, that loyalty will eventually be chosen. But love doesn't need to be earned through suffering. When someone truly loves you, they don't test your endurance. They don't leave you guessing. They don't make you compete with silence. They make room for you. They communicate without being pushed. And they show up without being reminded. They choose you without keeping options open. And when that's missing, staying doesn't make it appear. It only teaches the other person that ambiguity is acceptable. Every time you accept mixed signals, you send a message. This is enough. And the most dangerous thing about confusion, it teaches you to accept less than you deserve and call it maturity. You start telling yourself you're being understanding, patient, low maintenance. But what you're really doing is self-abandonment disguised as growth. Let's be honest. If someone wanted to be clear, they would be. If someone valued you, they would protect your emotional safety. If someone loved you, you wouldn't be searching for meaning in silence. Clarity doesn't come from time, it comes from intention. And no amount of waiting can create intention where none exists. So here's the real question, the one people avoid. What are you afraid will happen if you leave? Loneliness? Regret? Starting over? Or facing the truth that you stayed too long? Walking away from confusion feels like loss. But it's actually return to self-respect, return to emotional stability, return to peace. Because love that's meant for you won't make you anxious, it won't keep you guessing, it won't require you to shrink. Love feels calm, clear, grounded. And once you experience that, confusion becomes impossible to tolerate again. So if you're confused right now, hear this clearly. You don't need more signs. You don't need more time. You don't need more explanation. The confusion is the explanation, and choosing yourself is not giving up. It's finally listening.